Today's show is called One Day at a Time. And that is what I'm hoping that you guys will ride with me to get through some pretty intimate conversation as usual. You see, I got my little co-host in the building. Chase is definitely in the building. Glad to have him joining me. I think I'm gonna need it today. Definitely looking for an opportunity to be, just like we always are, transparent and honest. I made sure that I wasn't all extra dressed up, and I don't have a face full of makeup and all these other things. I just wanted to be available and as naturally as I could be, uh, so that I could not feel like I needed to cover up. How do you say that? Um, for today's show. So if you are watching the show, before we go ahead and get started, want to make sure that we are crossing some T's and dotting some I's, making sure that the conversation is being broadcast in all the right places. So if you're watching the show, of course, you must be logged on to either YouTube, Facebook, and the group page, blowradio.com, or on my personal page, just Patrice or Patrice Green. That information is there. If you are watching, go ahead and share the video, chime in, get folks locked in. That would be awesome. I appreciate that. I know it's been a minute since I've been logged in, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on having some of the conversation. I do understand that it might be a little heavy for some people today. This month of August may be a little heavy, but in order for me to be able to be my authentic self for you all, I wanted to make sure that that indeed is what I'm doing. If you are listening to the show, of course, you got to be live on blowradio.com, because why not? You might have downloaded the app and is going go ahead and listening to us wherever you go, which is also amazing, because why not? I mean, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You could be a lot of places, you could be doing a lot of things, but today you've opted to be in tuned with us today, and I greatly appreciate it. Go ahead, share some of this videos and make sure that I am live, just checking all my streams and making sure everything is coming along the way that I need it to, specifically for today's show. Um, yeah, I'm a little, how do you say, a little off kilter, but I believe that today's show, in transparency, is going to be the beginning of some really amazing things for other people. So I'll make sure that I do my part in being available to you all for that, and thanking you for being available to me and for me on today. For those of you who are logging on and chiming in, thank you very much. Sis Girl needed all the love and support that you have available to offer. Shout out to everybody that is jumping on. Let me just jump back here. I'm trying to multitask. Don't forget to say hi. I see y'all jumping in, but don't forget to say hi so I can make sure that we are all on the same page. And oh my goodness, shout out to Kiva, shout out to Chris, shout out to Key, shout out to Bobby, shout out to Free, shout out to Devon. The world is watching. And we got a couple things I want to talk about. Today's topic is definitely um, about, life and how it's been treating me for the last, I don't say year, and the transition into friendships and things like that. And also, not just a transition in friendship, but the loss of my nephew and how that's affected my life and where I put myself in position now. The acquisition of my new friend Chase. So that's my dog, and what that looks like going forward. There's a lot happening. So just let me but before I go there, I just want to remind you guys of a couple of things. I believe that nobody knows like I know. What are you what was that? Oh my, I wish I could. I wish you probably did see that. Nobody knows like I know um, what it's like to have to how do I put this? Um, show up in the face of not being able to show up. Like a lot about my life has changed. Of the way that I think about things, the way that I see things, how I'm engaging people. Um, Death is already and loss, not just death, just loss. We've talked about this over the years, is not like my strong point. Like that's the part of me that is in the process of gaining all the wellness, gaining all the healing. But specifically, this particular loss, and is apparently the beginning of many. When you think about the age that I am and thinking about how old other members of my family are, what the possibility looks like of me experiencing compounded emotional trauma based on just loss, it's like inevitable. And what my goal is to try to make it my best effort to handle it as best as I'm able. I know that there are a lot of people who have reached out to me, who have attempted their best to show up for me. A lot of people that I have not allowed myself the opportunity to be available to and or for, because I mean, damn, it's a lot. It's a lot. Hey, Lorena, how you doing, love? Glad to have you joining. Um, it's a lot, and I was talking to my homegirl Kim, and she reached out to me, and she was like, if you are basically, I'm not saving people from the hurt, like watching me go through this at a distance is just as hard, or not just as hard, if not more difficult than being in the midst of it with me. And I kind of just wanted to kind of touch on that. So I want to start there. I am when I go through things, and when I'm dealing with some type of stresses, I definitely withdraw and I pull myself away. Not so much, so y'all don't have to go through it too, but because emotionally, um, I'm not the kindest when my trauma is in front, you know what I'm saying, up front, and when I'm dealing with that type of pain, and I just don't want to be unkind to people. You know what I'm saying? Like genuinely, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude or lacking in understanding. I don't want that. You get what I'm saying? I want to be able to say, you know what I'm saying, be as gentle, as kind, as patient as you all know me to be, or as I have the years. It's just that's just the ugliest parts of me. And I think not Layla had to, but Lettucey has a song that's called that. It's either her or Avery Sunshine. I think it's her or Avery Sunshine. The ugliest parts of me. When I'm not as understanding, when I'm not as patient, when I'm not as peaceful, or forthcoming in that space, it's not cool. It's just not. And trying to get you guys to sit down, baby, please. I'm trying to get people to understand that. I mean, giving me space. They've definitely done that. But I mean, who wants to constantly have to snap? I don't want to snap at people. Oh, bless you. Oh, you bless you. I don't like snapping. I don't like the way that it makes me feel, and I don't like the way that it shows up on me. So it's not an effort to quote unquote save you from my grief. It's just, I mean, I'm a whole bitch. And I know it. And the best way to not have to subject you to that is to not subject you to that. And I know that even as a friend, as a sister, or as my brothers. You get what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes you just gotta ride down on me. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what has had to happen, and not so much that I've attempted to make this journey more difficult for others. Is just losing my nephew um, has been, I must say, even more traumatic than losing my grandmother. And if you know me, then losing my grandmother was like the end all be all for me, because my grandmother was my ace. Um, and I mean, no different than anybody else. And nobody, no, I'm no different than anyone else. And I don't propose that my trauma or my pain or my hurt is different from anyone else's. It's mine though, and I won't undersell it or downplay it. It's the best word. Trying to say, well, I mean, I know there are other people who have gone through. Okay, okay, that there's other people that gone through, but those other people are not me, and those other people are not, experiencing what I'm experiencing in the moment that I'm experiencing it. So for me, you know this is my new me, and I've already had to deal with the loss of several friends in this last year. Or let's just start from the last year, from November to now. This is too much. I'm not gonna even, it's too much. Shay Wallace said, yeah, this is a hard one for me too. Listen. So um other people need different things than, like, when they're grieving or dealing with loss, or when information becomes available, and we got, really, little bro, little dude, of all the time, he never plays with that toy. Nigga, he never plays with that toy. And to Chase, Chase, really? Unbelievable. Okay. Unbelievable. Other people, like everybody needs different stuff. Like, I'm not the person, I don't need specific details about a loss. That question, that awful question, what happened? They died. Hey, what's going on, Derek? How you doing, lady? I mean, Sarah, how you doing? I was speaking to Lorena, and I was clicking the Lorena button at the same time. Anyway, hey, what's up, Derek? How you doing? Um, they died. That's what happened. I'm not a. I don't care whether it was a direct trauma, which means someone murdered them. Whether it was an accident, a car accident, they fell, whether they committed suicide, whether they overdosed, they taken a pill, or opted to take their own life in other ways. For me, none of the how it happened is important, because all that mattered to me is that they are no longer here. I don't need the specifics about that, because it feeds into the psychological dismemberment. Like, it breaks down my mind in a way that, other people need to cling on to the, well, what happened? Oh, that's messed up. I don't want to know. That's one of the reasons I don't watch the news. It's one of the reasons why I don't have to read the paper and find out about the trauma. It's nice to know that there was a shooting in on Center. It's shootings all over this city. It's nice to know that there are assholes riding around the city, being rude and selfish on the streets. It's nice to know these things. I don't need the details to help to dismantle the bit of sanity that I have Good afternoon, Queen Ruthia. How are you, babe? It was amazingly good to see you. I was in a zone trying to dip out and I didn't get a chance to hug on you like I wanted to, but I absolutely regretted it when I walked away. Like seriously. So please accept my apology for not being able to be available in that a moment and missing an opportunity to love on you. So I miss your energy. I genuinely do. And it was a beautiful thing seeing you the other day. um just sorting through now, back to the topic, sorting through the whys and the specifics of the details. Like I found out after the fact that a friend of mine had committed suicide. Then I found out that other people knew, and then it was a thing. You know, like you understand what I'm saying? Like it's the like I the how it happened, just that they died, that matters. You get what I'm saying? Just that they are no longer here for me, just for me. You get what I'm saying? Now maybe that'll change if it's depending on who it is. You know, maybe if it's someone even closer to me, that those specifics may become necessary. But at this stage, for me, it's not. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need to know the amount of trauma that happened. I don't need to know. I don't want to complicate my healing process any more than it already is. The fact that I'm even having to deal with the loss is enough, it's complex enough. The fact that my get up and go has changed my ability to be able to function as a business owner, to be able to function as a daughter, to be able to function as a sister. You know what I'm saying? I have other nieces and nephews as an aunt, as a friend, has been altered in a way that is just, there are no words for it. Like I am nothing like I was prior to the loss of my nephew. Like I'm as a matter of fact, I'm even more direct. I'm even like my patience is even shorter. My like I'm you would think I would have assumed that, you know, I would be more compassionate, more understanding. How I what I am though is I'm very even much more no nonsense about a lot of stuff. Like I don't have time to carry grudges. I don't have the capacity emotionally to sit around and deal with other people's ignorance, their tomfoolery, they BS. Energy is it travels so big and it's contagious. I don't want to be around nothing and or nobody that is not projecting goodness. That's like nobody. If you in a shitty mood, which we are all entitled to be, okay? It's a difference when you in a bad mood and you are working to try, you are working to a space of, you know, I really just want to heal through this. I want to get through that. But if you're just mad and you want to be mad and you want to wallow in the ugliness, that's the part I'm talking about. Because we all go through things and some people are triggered in a space and we put that, I get it. I'm not saying don't have no feelings. I'm not saying, but don't I don't want to sit in no space where you got time to wallow in that. I'm not sitting in no wallowing bullshit. I'm working hard to dig myself out of this hole. I'm down so deep. I'm down so deep that there's still no light up there. I know that I the only reason I'm progressing, and notice I didn't do this way forward. I'm because I still ain't even able to move forward. I'm just trying to make this what's it called, vertical move. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get up off the ground, let alone move forward. I'm just trying to get up. Don't stand over me dumping your mess too. And what I'm not understanding is, how is it so difficult to process that kind of energy, any kind of energy, is just contagious? How is it? What I'm still trying to process is how it's so easy to be stuck in yourself so hard that nothing that you never even consider none of your behavior and how none of your behavior is affecting nobody else. That's probably why I'm even extra committed to when I'm not in a good space because I know my energy ain't pretty. I don't want to put that on my family, my friends. Oh, that's messed up. When you just selfish as fuck, that it's nothing to do, nothing attractive about that. And all you can think about is yourself. There's nothing attractive about that. Now, thinking about yourself to be well so that you can do better for more, want for more, or help. But that's a whole. It's a thing though. It's the purpose of the bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? If you just a jerk to just be being a jerk, I can't. I just can't do it. Hey, Krisha, how you doing, boo? I just can't do it. I'm The other day somebody told me you the meanest, nicest person I know. Meanest, nice person I know. And this it's true. And when I get that way, I put myself in a position to not subject others to that because it just ain't right. Like self check, be on deck. You know what I'm saying? Be on deck about yourself. You know that you out here and you're trying to you gotta be around people. Everybody don't deserve your bullshit because something happened to you. Everybody don't deserve to be subject to your trauma, to your ugliness because you've experienced whatever the something is. Who does? I would say who does that. A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it, and it's just ugly. Like if you're in a relationship, how how dare you just assume that your partner, your significant other, was raised the exact same way you was, and then everything that you think is the way that things are supposed to be done is the way that they think that it is supposed to be done. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you a man and the men in your family did certain things and the women in your family did certain things, don't assume that your woman's family operated the same way. How do you spend so much time assuming that people only think it's only this way? I'm annoyed. I'm just annoyed at the lack of consideration. Period. Period. I've spent so many years. Mm, maybe that's why I'm irritated. Maybe my frustration is more a disappointment in myself because I've spent so many years not doing certain things um because of how it affects somebody else. Not doing certain things because I didn't think such and such would be able to handle it or because it wouldn't be accepted by. I'm talking about from even when I was a kid and you was following when I was following my mom's rules, not doing what my mom probably wouldn't like that. So even from then, like we're talking about, I'm 48 all my damn life. I have been saying, well, let me see, how this will affect A, B, and C, or let me see how this will affect this person or that person or what. Like, and I'm not be trying to think. Like, when was the last time somebody said, "Let me not do that because it will affect this." I don't know. When was I think about that? When was the last time that I can remember? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody was honest enough with me to like really just be honest with me. I had a girlfriend who told me um almost 2 months later that she had been upset with for and she made for almost 2 months and think about that. I'm like, damn, what did I do to make it so that you couldn't talk to me? What type of space did I facilitate that made it so that you weren't able to tell me in the moment and an opportunity, even in the moment, to try to make it amend, that made you feel like I wouldn't care enough, or that I wouldn't. I did. It had to be something. It's how it's. I'm even down to that. Leah said. See what she says. She says, "I feel all this. I'm constantly working on myself to be my best for me. Like I spent all these years, and I before where I was a minor, appeasing my parents. Oh, I'm not gonna do that because my parents will get mad, or that's probably not a good idea because it'll disappoint my mom, or I'm gonna stay in the city of Milwaukee, the state of Wisconsin, because you know my family is here, or like all type of little stuff like that. I have spent a lot of years not doing quote unquote things is in quote, to avoid hurting, disappointment, frustration, whatever of other people. Not of me. Not of me. You get what I'm saying? Because I've taken somebody else's thoughtful, I've been thoughtful of other people. Like I'm so tired of like I'm as honest as I am because I try to make room for people to be that honest with me. And it's like the more room you make for honesty, the more lies you have to deal with. The more room you make for people to be able to say, you know what, this is I understand where you are. I respect this space that you're in, and please know that even with that being the case, um, this is how I am. This is how I feel, and this is where I can meet you at. Like it's a no go. It's a no go. You get what I'm saying? And because I don't like to spend my time saying, well, if we had done this, then this wouldn't have happened. And if this, because we don't even know, you never even know if you hadn't have done then this, because you've taken these series of events are already triggered. You know, if I eat the red one instead of the blue one, I don't even know because I already took the blue one. I don't even know what the outcome would have been if I had taken the red one because the other series of events, the other series of the events that would have ensued is different. It's already different. Ruthia says sometimes it's their own trauma that they are dealing with that makes them uncomfortable to speak with you. And I'm speaking based on my own experience. You know what? She explained that to me. She explained that to me, that it's something I'm. So in cases like that, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? You get what I'm saying? As simple as, you get what I'm saying? If I go grocery shopping, groceries, who puts them away? If you pissed me off, and then I separate from you, but then I go to somewhere else where other people are, do all of those people get to deal with the energy that I have because you upset me? Where is the accountability for managing that? Like I assumed, and here we go with that word assume, ass, me, that as an adult, like when you little, you a kid, things happen. Some kids have tantrums. Some people fall out. Some people have fits and things like that. It happens. Some people go through just a whole tantrum, fall out kicking and screaming because they don't know how to communicate. And the whole purpose of becoming um an adult, dealing with an adult, is to learn how to do things to effectively communicate the what's and the who's in the house. You get what I'm saying? So that you can do the what's and the who's in the house. But if you can't say, I don't like that, that hurt my feelings. I love everything about this. Can we such and such instead of, like, if you're unable to communicate that, I know we're not all on the same journey. I get that. I get that we are, like, I'm no nobody knows even my journey, where I'm from, and how I've been subjected to whatever I've been subjected to. We all have our things, but at the end of all of that, in spite of all of the things that you have been through, isn't the end goal for life, period, to be able to be ourselves authentically, to be able to be happy, to enjoy the blessings of this life, to be able to overcome the traumatic experiences and still be the best parts of ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Even though we've experienced all the other parts of ourselves and other people, to still fight forward, to still press forward, to still, no matter how you do. I mean, if you're talking about scripture and go into the fact, the whole point, was it not endured, excuse me, all of the BS. And I mean all of it. The backstabbing, the abuse, the setting, somebody setting him up, somebody lied to him, lie on him. They killed him. You understand what I'm saying? And still, even to the last breath, still see the best parts of all the things. Is that not what we're here to do? Is that not like the best part of this life? Like, look at the clouds, enjoy the sky, or whatever the best things are for you. Some people like food. Some people like the outside stuff. Some people like animals. Some, whatever it is. Like, we're going through all of these things, all of this trauma, all of this terror, to just spend the rest of our lives, to spend the life that we have, excuse me, in this existence, in trauma, in terror, to constantly be arguing, constantly have to backbite. Like, it's awful the way that people manipulate one another. I'm so over this life. I'm so over it. The level of manipulation, the level of lies, like, it's always a lie somewhere. It's always a lie. It's always a level of manipulation. Just because you want to be with somebody or be somewhere in a space that you don't fucking belong. If you don't belong there, then go be where you belong. Don't lie. Don't fake yourself out to be something or someone that you're not. To be in a space that makes you miserable so you can treat everybody else miserably. Who does? I keep saying who does that because I'm like, why is this a thing? But it is. It's a thing. People lie and manipulate, and they like all the bad things, and then still here I am. You know what I'm saying? And you would think that my lenses was pink, and I would have these rose-colored glasses on, saying, "Oh, but then still." You know what I mean? I know that you've been through such and such, such and such. And so you're only responding this way because, and so it's okay. It's not okay. Just because you've been through some shit. So what? Everybody has. Everybody has. Everybody is going through something or have experienced something. And it still doesn't give you the right. It still doesn't validate your fuck the world mentality. And I'm not going to tell you to not be here. I don't want you to move around, but I want you to be considerate of something outside of self, because like everybody, not just the person. Well, nobody was considerate to me. Okay, it was nobody was considerate to a lot of other people, but it don't make it right. Even though it makes room to be understood, it don't make it right. It's no justification. Understanding is not the same thing as justification. I'm so over this life. I'm so over this life. You just never know what types of trauma that you are going to experience. I've been high. I've been drunk. Um and even in those states of mind, I've been hurt, like broken hearted, run through the like thinking that this life is over because the amount of pain that you are ensuing right now, that I am dealing with right now, is just no end to it. And even in that, it doesn't give me the right to infringe upon others' boxes of peace, box of structure, boxes of like, how the hell do you break a generational curse if you keep justifying your bullshit responses? How do you stop trauma, the contagion of trauma, if you keep justifying your trauma by your response? Justify your response behavior with your trauma. Like, it's an awful cycle. It's an awful cycle. Just tired of this life. And I'm tired of not being able to be here and have these conversations. For the last couple of weeks I tried to get on the show. I tried to set myself up, and either I was having some type of technical difficulty or emotionally I was just inept. My face has been twitching since my nephew died. And I keep saying that because the fact that I have to keep telling myself, it keeps me from pretending that it's not real. I keep repeating it out loud so that I'm not subjecting myself to live in a land of make believe, pretending that it didn't happen. Because the mind has a way of protecting you, and a lot of y'all don't know that. Like, it's a thing. Like, that's how people snap. That's the little snap button. Your mind has a way of protecting you from destruction, from self-destruction. It protects your conscious mind and allows the subconscious part of you to automatically kick in. It's a survival mode, survival technique. But for us humans, as a different space of intelligence of other animals, being able to supposedly articulate the space that we are in, it makes it so we don't go crazy. Or a matter yet, as a matter of fact, let me rephrase that. It makes us disillusioned so we don't become psychopathic. And if you can't grasp that, good, good, good. That means that you've never been in a position where your hurt was so deep that another part of you had to come in to step up and protect you. And protect you. Ruthia says, yes, it does. It will bury trauma to protect us. Listen, to protect you. On June 15th, 2022. I went to work just like any other Wednesday. It's a crazy day. The weather was a mess. Storms were brewing everywhere. Just crazy haze of gray, like moving for like a monster coming out of the west. Crazy. End up having to stay at work just a little longer. Just a little longer. And as I was coming home, right around the corner to my house, by was driving like up and out of the driveway and about to dip the corner behind me. And then she saw me and she was in absolute panic, screaming. Apparently, I immediately went into shock because I had no idea what she was saying. And I say apparently because I keep trying to play it back and even looking at her lips, and you can like you play it back and you can see it happening. And I see even if, and happening. So I parked my car on the corner. I never even pulled into the driveway. And I made it around the end of the street to get to my house. I just parked on the corner of the block. And I sped up the street to my sister's house. And as we were think and I jumped her while it was moving. Um and I started running towards the garage. My nephew, Michael, had died. Um, and at that time, the cause of death was unknown. And to see his body, to see him lifeless, again, was a shock. To see my sister, my niece, and my nephews, like his sisters and brother, his father, my mom, his other grandmother, my brother in law's mother, just a whole family. We were all around here, and the police and uh, medical examiner come. Then waiting on the I don't know the people that pick up the body to have him um, take this place to the ME's office. That by far was the most devastating visual I had ever experienced. When my grandma passed, we were all in the house together. And we were in the house. My whole family was there when my grandmother passed, and there again when they came to take her away. Take my nephew away, knowing that the next time I would would be in a casket, and then seeing him there, and then having them close the casket. And then every time I see his picture, whether it's on social media, whether it's here in the house, whether it's on my phone, no matter where it is, whatever, there is a stabbing pain in my heart, like a ache, a pulling, whatever. I feel like someone or something is literally gutting me every time. I don't question the love that he and I share. Never. As a matter of fact, the last time I love you, I can't wait to take you to lunch. Um, you deserve me to take you to lunch. I'm excited about being able to take you to lunch. It was nice. Every day, wake up. He's the first face that I see in my mind, and he is the last name that I speak before I go to sleep. Um, I I pray every morning when I wake up, and I thank the Most High for waking me up, for being in my right mind, having about being about my full faculties. Having access to all of the things, my fingertips moving, my hips mobile, my limbs. Other things, being in my mind, my mental capacity, all these things to get up and go to do what it is that I am here to do, whether it's to do the massage, whether it's to be available to my family, because watching my baby sister um, mourn the loss has been excruciating. Of her first grandson has been excruciating. On top of watching them hurt and dealing with the hurt of not being able to offer them any kind of comfort, not a nothing, not a here's a joke to help get us through this second. Here's a something that'll help soften the blow of this experience. There's nothing. There's nothing you can do. On top of all of that, there's my own um dealing with him not being here anymore. Good afternoon, Kiva. It's good to see you, babe. I'm still waking up every day, and sometimes I be pissed off, angry. Like, for real, seriously, I open my eyes. I'll take my morning. I'm still here. I before I can say anything, before I can, do my prayer, before I can say thank you, I roll my eyes, that as soon as you wake up, whether it's alarm going off, um whether it's just, just that you gotta go to the bathroom, I open my eyes and I'll be like, or when my body becomes conscious that I am awakening, I'd be like, fuck. And I'm not happy. I'm frustrated. I get immediately angry. This is every day, at least for the last 48 days. Not including the time that I was already dealing with my own emotional and depressions and things like that over the years. But this specific 48 days or so, fuck, I'm still here. And then I'd be like, okay. Thank you, God, for waking me up. Thank you for making me right mind. Thank you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And throughout the day, sometimes I'd be like, fuck, I'm still here. Like, bro, what you want, man? What you want? What is it that I got to do that's so important that I'm still here? Like, God, I ain't done yet. I'm not done yet. But my nephew was done. But Katina was done. But Troy was done. But Nori was done. My grandmother was done. I can keep going all the way back to Jeff Nofo. And I was 8. But they was all done, right? Mom's still here. Massage business. Thankful for that. Ability to be able to alleviate some of their physical days, day by. I know all these, this like this life stuff, just regular. But golly, I'm still here. For what, fam? For what? I'm honest. Too honest, apparently. I've been trustworthy. I've been loyal. I've been um supportive. I've been all the things. You know what I'm saying? I'm understanding. I'm patient. Like my even I'm over all of these nice things. And not just over the nice things, I'm over the fact that I have to um I don't know how to say that. Just I'm over so much. I'm over it. I'm over it. Ruthia say your assignment isn't over. I may be your assignment. The world needs you here. Apparently this world doesn't need me here, but I'm still here. I'm still here. Dude, don't y'all get sick of it? Sick of having to step outside. I'm sick of going to the gas station, having to look over my shoulder when I see somebody that I don't know because they may cause me harm. I'm sick of getting in my car and scared to and that I don't know may cause me harm. Driving up and down the street like a bat out of hell with no fucks given about anybody else on the road. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the lack of consistency. I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the level of selfishness. Like I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people saying, well, why it's got to be like that? Because it's the right fucking thing to do. I'm sick of people trying to find something else to do but the right thing. In the moment, right or wrong, I'm sick not know the difference between right or wrong. I'm tired. I'm tired of lies. I'm tired of manipulation. I'm tired of people all just think the same. And that's how we all. We didn't grow up in your house. Rules that you grew up with was not the same in my house. I'm sick of people afraid to have conversations because it's going to mean that they don't get what they want. I'm sick of that. Just have a conversation, accept a no, and go find somebody that will give you a yes. This is full of billions. Go find somebody that will give you. Why? Why? This somebody. I don't around people saying so much of my understanding, including my acceptance, including all these reasons that people give to be just up. That's how I am. I'm happy, but so what? If you love me, you'll accept me. No. Some days I wake up and I wish that I could do some of the terrible things that I've seen other. Some of y'all don't care. Some of the things you have said and or done over the years have literally triggered a downslaught of brokenness in somebody else's life, and you don't give two fucks. Some of y'all sleep well at night knowing that some of the terrible things that you have done to somebody else, maybe it's a terrible thing you said, the lie, the manipulation, the trauma causing hot fucking mess that you have done. Some of y'all live well, sleep good at night, knowing that you ain't shit. And the mindset is, in this world, it's a dog eat dog world. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a dog eat dog world. Dogs don't eat dogs, fam. They don't. Unless you force them to eat, and that's all they got. That is a human set of mind. That is something that we've done, or in a state of an absolute detriment of survival. And even some of them then won't do it because of the level of morality that they just naturally have instilled in them. And it's we as people that's supposed to be this higher mindset, higher space of authority. We can't even do it. We can't even do it. I mean, I could easily spend my days high or drunk. But what is that going to do? So then I'm still too living in a fantasy, living in a space of make believe, pretending. I don't can we just live here? Can we just live here and live like I feel like such an outsider for my expected morality of others. I feel like um an alien amongst all these people who find easily that how easily it is for you to justify the trifle. Whew, oh, mm, it's so easy to justify treating people terribly. It's so easy. It's so easy. Such and such happened to me, or man, I'm gonna do them first, or like you're so easy to do it. I'm like, how do you live with yourself? How do you look at yourself in the mirror? How do you look at your children? It's like a dope dealer that teach their children to be dope dealers. That's the dumbest shit ever. You came up in the hardest way of this life, bust it down, and you teach your children, you subject your children to the same type of thing. Just like a parent who was raised with too much discipline decide to give their kids no discipline and then be mad because they didn't give any discipline. Who how is that logical? Where is the sense of that? There's all kinds of things that you could feel bad about. It's all kinds of things you could, have a pity party about. I mean, for what? For it's all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we could just be like, you know what? How about we just be on this instead? If we could. Kiva, you so sweet. Lord, please give her a sense of peace that surpasses her understanding, for you know her limit. Nothing is too much for you. However, she needs personal guidance and she needs to feel comfort in the midst of this storm. Period. Give us the Lord every and anything that doesn't serve her in a positive way. Please remove it and them from her presence as a whole to the degree that she doesn't know that the situation has left her personal space. In your name, I pray these things. Amen. You're so sweet, Kiva. I appreciate it. I watch every day. Every day I watch because I'm a people watcher. You understand what I'm saying? I watch people manipulate one another, lie to one another, pretend to be something to and for other people for nothing. Just go find you something or somebody to do that shit with that's okay with it. Then it's not it's not a violation of personal space. It's not a violation of morality. It's not a violation of fucking humanity. I feel like such an outsider for thinking like that's a bad thing. Some people just want to be mad. I don't like anything about the way that I feel. Some people just want to treat people a certain kind of are looking for a reason to take advantage and manipulate. Some people go digging for a way to get over. Do you understand? Like this just is so disheartening. It breaks my heart. And yet every morning I have to wake up and I open my eyes and I got to deal with this one more time. I got to look at all these motherfuckers in the face one more time and watch you. I got to watch you. How do you break a generational curse if you keep justifying your trauma response? I don't understand. You can't. So that's fine. If you want to stay in a cycle, stay in a cycle. But don't pretend that you're trying to break it. If you want to just treat people like shit, be woman or man enough to say, hey, look, I enjoy not treating them good. Be that person. If you out here lying about whether or not the man is the father of this child because you was a jump down, then be a jump down. Be woman enough to say, hey, look, I messed off. I did all of these things. And you did. Just be comfortable with your decision. I'm not saying being proud of it and walk in your joy of it. Oh, yeah, it was a good thing. But stop bullshitting people trying to think that nobody else knows. You only lying to yourself. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of pretending Like, she's such a nice person. No, I am not. Patrice is not a nice person. Because if I did half the things that crossed my mind, I would probably be in jail. If I responded to some people in the capacity that what happened to the human mind of retribution or defense or whatever, they would be like, she crazy. I would be considered crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Like the lady who's done the lady in what's the name of that? Misery. How she was breaking that man's feet with the sledgehammer. I be wanting to bust people in their shit all the time. I be want to though. Every time somebody look me in my face, like you just gonna say that for real? Right then and there, crack their face open. Because I feel like it's gonna make any sense to you. Not. It's not the right thing to do. It's not. It's not. It's not. I mean, you think about it. It's all kind of things that you. It's stuff that could happen to somebody. They're gonna say that what she did, and she was. I'm not gonna incriminate myself. But listen, this little mine is quite creative. As creative as some of yours. And I'm not soft. I'm not weak. It takes a lot of strength to choose these things. What is in a whole lot of wherewithal to not respond in a space through a face of a voice of trauma, knowing the things that you know. Like some of y'all really I'm like, how could you do that? And it's straight it's straight like justification. Oh, that's no problem. Everybody said it hurts my heart and I'm in tears because I feel pain under the jail. If I tested all of my friends the same way some of they monk tested me just to check my loyalty, these motherfuckers would fail raggedly. Just way raggedy. You understand? Thanks, Kiba. If I tested some of them the way that they've tested me, they would fail miserably. Miserably. But I don't gotta test them because I see they move and it don't require a test. It don't require a test. I saw a meme or one of these little TikTok videos. Is that better, Key? I saw a TikTok video, right? In the TikTok video, the girl said, loyal people move differently. Because I would have never even thought to do some of the things that you've done. Some people assume. Oh, look at you. You should stuck. It's not stuck. Okay, good. Some people assume different types of quality. You get what I'm saying? In a relationship, don't pretend that we're in a relationship. And when I say pretend that we're in a relationship, I mean don't pretend that we sisters. If we ain't had the we sisters conversation, or we ain't moved in the capacity that we didn't share the common conversation expressing love, don't put me in a relationship with you that I didn't have. Don't just make it. You got one with me, that's fine. Be honest and tell me this is where I thought we was. You understand what I'm saying? Don't pretend. Don't put me in no fake brother sister relationship. Don't put me in no fake lover relationship. And you done got us labeled out, and we besties, BFFs in the mind of all those magical. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do that, because now you living under the precedence that we're going to engage a certain way, and I don't even know. And then trust and believe when I say, I'm gonna go ahead and take that from you. Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Because then now you mad at me, or you setting a precedence or a criteria of our relationship, and I don't even know. You ain't even tell me. You could have at least told me, hey, look, we together. We together. How we together? What does that mean? Some of y'all don't get married until you have the what does marriage look like to you conversation. Even if you find somebody, y'all spending time together and everything is great. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the one. Everything. Still have the conversation. Hey, yo, what does marriage look like to you? What does that look like? Like what does it mean when you start talking? When if you say this, like tell me. Not don't I don't want to assume I understand. I don't want to assume that my definition of real man, real woman is the same thing, or you make a good wife. What does good wife look like to you? What does good husband look like to you? What does a good friend, oh baby, look like to you? Some of y'all need friendships that require you to do relationship type things. When I say relationship, I mean more than friend type relationship, committed relationship type relationship thing. Ruthie said, and give me your honest opinion. Don't your honest answer, not what you think I want to hear. Exactly. Don't ask me. Don't answer in a way that you think that I want to hear. Tell me the truth. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you need. And then be okay if I say I could never do those things. Don't settle for me. Do you hear me? I'm gonna say that again. Don't settle for me. Not as a friend, not as a lover, not as an employee. I'm gonna get fired. If you look at my resume, or excuse me, I'm sorry. If you comprise my resume based on what you think I'm capable of doing, because you've seen me do other things, you may be misinformed. And then when you give me the job, if I'm not able to do these things, you're going to fire me, fam. That ain't fair. It's nothing fair about that. It's nothing right about. It's not just about being fair. That's not even right. It's nothing morally sound about that. Nothing. Tell me what the job requires. And then when I tell you that I can't do that job, be okay with that. Be okay with that. Stop automatically just giving people COO, CEO titles in your life, and you don't even know if they're capable of doing the job. Being a good cashier does not make you chief financial officer, fam. It's other responsibilities that come along with that I may not be able to do. Being a good lover, being a great sex partner does not make you a good business partner, nor does it make you a good friend. That's a whole other kind of skill, fam. It don't have nothing to do with this other shit. Let's talk about what loyalty looks like for you. Tell me what's required for you. Tell me what you need for you. Like, be honest about it. You keep saying it's a cashier for me. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make it plain as possible. You know what I'm saying? And you can be just because here it go. Just because you good with money, don't make you a good first point of contact, which is the cashier. The CSR, customer service rep. Just because you good with money, don't mean that you good with people. You may be amazing with people. One of the kindest, loving, understanding problem solvers ever, and suck with numbers. Fam, you don't get to touch the dollars, G. Keep it saying, shit, folks don't know what the fuck that word means nowadays. I'm just keeping it like, listen. If you want to learn how to do certain things, that's cool. If you want to be trained on how to do certain things, be man or woman enough to be honest and say, I don't know how to do that, but I'm willing to learn. And then, because it's not just the words, because action is then required. And then do the work. And then do the work, yo. Tired. Keep it said, but can't count rocks. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? What's that riddle? Two is a pair, three is a trio. Well, what's four and five? Well, I guess that depends on perspective, then, wouldn't it be? You understand what I'm saying? If two is a pair and three is a trio, what's four and five? Well, are we talking about in groups of numbers because we talking quartet and quintet, or are we talking about combined together the numbers and it's 9? What is it? Let's talk about perspective. Which is it? Ruthia said, listen, the other day my 5-year-old niece said, Titi, you can't be my best friend because you don't be on my side all the time. At 5, she know what she wants and voices that. Oh my gosh. Mm. They say all the time, out of the mouths of babes. They say all the time. Like that type of honesty. People don't, everybody, what you need, baby? Do y'all see this? Do you see him? Do you see him? Mommy is working though. I can't. I know. I can't. No. No. I can't. I can't. Nope. In a minute though. Nope. Really? I'm doing something, little dude. You ain't got to charge me up while I'm on air. Who be charged up on air? Yo, look. Give me a quick second. I'm not gonna take him nowhere, but we finna run a break on y'all because I need a breather right now and my energy level. I'm a little angry right now. So I'm gonna just run this real quick and see what y'all think about this. are back to hang out with your girl. It's me. I just needed a moment to kind of break up the monotony. I'm a little hostile today, but I'm tired. And I don't want to pretend that I feel some kind of way that I don't. I want to pretend that I'm experiencing a part of this wellness that I haven't achieved yet. And I'm still healing. I'm still trying to get to a place where I'm okay. I'm still trying to get to a place where, um, I'm not I haven't lost my cool, and I still wake up every morning, and I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm gonna tell you now. No, I don't want to harm myself. I'm okay, but yes, very much so. I'm irritated. I'm irritated with the structure of just life in general. I'm heartbroken that now I have to learn to spend the rest of my life without my nephew. That I have to spend the rest of this life watching my sister, my mom, his siblings, his dad deal with learning to live without him. That's not easy in no way, shape, or form. And because my patience is short in that capacity, it's short across the board in a lot of things. Lots of things. It's short. Cause I'm like, who has time? Who has time? I'm gonna tell you, some people do. I don't. I don't. I don't have time to keep pretending that I belong in relationships that are unhealthy for me. I don't have time to pretend that my love is in it. You know what I'm saying? That the love that I have is valueless. I have not lost some sister friends, but our relationships have transitioned into um I don't want to say non-existent exchanges, but we're all different with one another. You get what I'm saying? And we don't hang out the way we used to. And the things that they're on, I'm not on. The things that they're pursuing, you get what I'm saying? We're just in different capacities. You get what I'm saying? We're just living life in different spaces. And what is this? Okay. You get what I'm saying? It's just oh, that is good. I appreciate that. It's just that my understanding for this life is different. And I the things that I want in this life have changed. The way that I want to relate is different. Um what the things that I require as I'm relating and building these ships to go places is different. My ideas of what that looks like is different. Buddy, could you open the door? It's so crazy. Uh-oh. They like, what? My wants have definitely changed. I feel that. Hey Key, how you doing? Hey, he wants you. He wants you. I know, but he wants you. Cause he kept getting up every time he hear your voice. Look. Look at his eyes. See? I told you. She think. She look, I'm telling you, look at that. I told you he want to. Listen, my mom has officially my mom is becoming a dog lover. She's working on getting him together. He's so excited. He not. He don't want to use you. Grandma, I do love you. Yes, I love you. Yes, I do. Hmm. You trying to get him? He like, is you coming or not? See, settle down, babe. They no, we good. That's totally fine. We are good. Here you go, Jesse. There he is, right there. You got it. There he goes. See you in a minute. My mommy is officially about to be a dog lover, guys. If you know my mom's story, she has been afraid of dogs all of her life, and now she loves. So good to see you, Kedra. I have a bag for you at 832 East Locust Street, waiting for you. Indeed, waiting for you. I was gonna do a full show today, but the more that I think about, it's funny, right, Key? You like how I threw that in there anyway. Still, indeed. But I don't think that I'm going to do. You are terrible, but I love you just the way you are. I love you just the way you are. And as I'm considering the rest of the time or the today, I am going to go ahead and end today's show. My energy level is I'm still feeling a little hostile, and I thought I would be able to readjust, and I have not been able to do so. But nonetheless, I wanted to make sure I jumped on, spent some time with y'all, told you how much I love you, invite you to all the amazing thing that's going on. Stay tuned for the details that are coming for Happy Days Day Bar. And we'll interview with that this next season of series of conversations that I have coming for the month of August, August 8th, 15th, 22nd, and the 29th. I will be joined by my dear friend Nia Bradley, who has a phenomenal story to tell, like phenomenal story to tell, but it's her story. And I want to remind you that her story is her story. And I don't want you to feel convicted or frustrated in any kind of way, as it may reflect um, so many others who have been in her shoes. And though she has chosen to handle her story and her journey in this capacity, I'm not going to require you to do the same thing. I hope that it inspires you to handle your journey the best way that you are able to do so. We'll have some therapist friends of ours that are available. There'll be some talk back available. The line will be open. You'll be able to have those types of conversations. We will discuss like all kinds of things. Some of them may be trauma triggering, and we want you to be emotionally prepared for that. We encourage you to seek some assistance and be able to put you in a position to be able to connect. And outreach will have numbers available for you to be able to call someone. And I encourage you that if you have had um, trauma around um, any of the topics that we'll be discussing, which will be posted shortly, make sure that you have someone available to be with you while you're listening, because we just never know. And we want to make sure that we're getting you guys prepared to handle that conversation as we are looking forward to it um, for the month of August, addressing them. And it's called Time with Nia, Facing Our Ugly Truths. And it's gonna be intense. So while I'm taking the time to go and readjust myself and recheck myself, realign myself, I'd like to thank you guys for spending time with me today. Thank you for your time, your love, your compassion, your understanding, and your comments as we get wrapped up for today. Don't forget, blowradio.com, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is the beginning, guys. If I can get my face to stop twitching, that would be so nice. One step at a time. Be sure to log on at 1 o'clock next week, and we'll begin Time with Nia and go from there. Until next week, y'all, it's been real and real and real. I love y'all. I holla.